Okay, fam, y'all ain't gonna believe what happened to me when I was recording like early wee hours of the morning, like after 12 a.m. morning. I'm talking, because like I did part one of this, and I think that got me up to, or was it minutes to 12? Could have been minutes to 12. No, pretty much. I'm pretty much sure it got to 12 a.m. Who knows? Thereabout. And I was so exhausted. I was recording the second part and I fell asleep. I like woke up this morning, opened up my phone. I was like, what? Almost 6 hours of recording. Because I record. I fell asleep with the record still on. Man, that's what you call some real work, ain't it? Anyways, people think that, before getting to what I wanted to talk about in the second video, it just dawned on me. People think that, because I mean, like, you know, I've done bartending before. It's very easy, but it's something that I don't really like. It's a love and hate relationship. And why I say that is, I'm a very clean person, a very orderly person, and so that's pretty easy for me. That part of the job, keeping the counters clean, handling, the shot glass, in a clean manner, caring, keeping it clean, handling it in a clean manner. I don't know how some of these bitches claim they got food handlers. Did they not listen to? I mean, like, even if you, I mean, cleanliness, is common sense to me. Even though they say common sense ain't so common, after all. But then again, there are a few stuff that they actually teach you, because they give you a pre-training, a pre-teaching before the exam. And it makes sense, because it's not the ones that are common sense that really make sense. Yeah, they make sense, but everybody should know stuff like those. But it's really the ones that aren't really common sense that really make sense, that they would want to um, dispense to us such knowledge, those knowledge. Um, so, like, I think one that comes, primarily to mind. This was something that I didn't know. Like, they would say the proper way to thaw meat is not to put it in a container of water. Okay? And I don't give a fuck who wants to bash me for saying this. This isn't common sense, and this isn't something that is widely known, because I know that somebody gonna be surprised and shocked to hear this, because this ain't something that is widely known. And even if it is known by some, the reason why isn't. The proper way is to put it in a container and put it in the bottom of the fridge and leave it there to thaw. And even though a lot of us, we know that, and the reason behind it, the bacteria that blah 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 can form in the meat, from taking it from one intense temperature to another intense temperature, bypassing the what do you call that step? What would you call that step? It's like you're jumping from solid to gas. Well, we know that's not what's fucking happening here. It's like sublimation. It's not sublimation, but it's something like that. It's like you're bypassing an integral part of the step of the process. Okay, and that's how they see it scientifically, and they say it's not good because it can, cause bacteria to form, and blah blah blah. um and a lot of people, even though we know those shit, we still take out the meat and put it in a basin of water. Okay, because like we impatient as fuck, at times. But like certain other things that bitches do should know is, bitch, before you start working, before you start serving customers, you wipe the fucking counter with some disinfectant and or bleach. You feel what I'm trying to say? You know, yeah. And you don't drop the shot glass down into the cup of water. For some places, they don't even keep the shot glasses in water. One, say you keep it in water, you change that water as often as a bitch can motherfucking do that shit. And you try your best to not allow your fingers to get down into that water. You feel what I'm trying to fucking say? You also wash your hands as often as possible. And you make sure that shot glass, the handle of that shot glass, don't drop in the fucking water where you gotta fish that shit out by making your fingers take a fucking dive. Now, I said that to the bitch who worked at a bar that I recently worked. Okay, I said that to her because there was a point in time in which she and I worked weekends together until they cut that out, because I was like, I think the boss, even though he acts like a douchebag, he actually really does listen to me, because I was like, because like she would like, say for example, so week on week off job, I got my week, she got her week, but confirmation, but she would we would both still work, whether it's her week or my week, on every weekend, which was fucked up, because like, what, we don't want Saturdays, we don't want Fridays, the fuck is this? So yeah, not well, weekends excluding Sunday, weekends considered, well, as I always be telling people, Friday is a weekend, and they're like, no, but like it's half weekend, half weekday, if you get what I mean. Okay, Sila, well, a shay, okay. So signed and sealed. So what I'm saying is, I said to him, because she would like come in, like even when was her week, she don't come in and take charge and say, okay, let me get this place, let me get her before she does, or at least when when we supposed to go, arrive at work, damn it, and clean up the place and all of that. She's just a nasty bitch. I will find out every weekend I'm there before the bitch. And she would be like it was like a really evening night job. The boss is like, oh, we should be there by 2. Like, we don't go there 2, because if we're getting home after 2, after 3, after 4, after 5 in the mornings, why the fuck am I gonna arrive at that fucking job after 2? Fuck you. And so we never turned up after 2. We never did, unless it's checking out on Wednesdays. And so what happened was he was violating a queen here. Like every weekend, this bitch has shit to do. She has, why she cannot get there at a reasonable time. I mean, like, if you can't get there, dude, okay, I'm not gonna kill you. But my God, why the fuck are you turning up after 7, after fucking 8? Getting there after 6 is absurd, but after 7, after 8, who the fuck you think you clowning? And I was just saying to him, listen, I don't see why we gotta work weekends together. I'm pretty sure one person can handle the crowd. Okay, yeah, it gets overwhelming at times, paraphrasing what I said to him, but at the end of the day, it's not all that. It's not to the point where we're swimming through crowds. It's not that. It's not that serious. And funny enough, the following week he cut that shit out. So I guess a nigga was listening. A ninja was listening. Not a good ninja. Lame ninja, cause I don't like him. But the thing is, I do believe he had a thing for me, and then it turned into him giving me the side eye, not really liking me kind of shit, because um it's his sign. It's a very promiscuous sign, and literally he got two bitches coming there to. What am I talking about? Should I leave this for another video? You guys like hearing my stories? I don't know. I just like to clarify shit. He literally got two bitches who don't value themselves coming there. Um, yeah, so true. To see him, and one is his baby mama, and another one is, another one he's trying to add to his victim list. And so fucking funny. But you cannot be a high, let me tell you this, you cannot be a high value bitch. You cannot be a high value woman and stoop so low. I don't care what the fuck you want to say. Okay? He ain't even cute. He ain't even got any, like, a little substance to his body. He's so skinny and wimpy looking. I'm like, I mean, I like slim guys, but slim guys with a little flesh and a form of attraction, a form of magnetism. And I realize I don't like guys who are flirtatious and too open, and too, I don't like hoes. I mean, a lot of these men, they say, oh, they don't like hoes. I don't like hoes. I don't like hoes either. Okay? Especially if you're a male, because I'm not attracted to women. I don't like hoes. Okay? And a lot of them get up in their feelings with their, imbalance, unjust or ingest fucked up selves. Like, you don't like hoes. I don't like hoes either. Why are you upset with me not liking hoes? I mean, you don't like them either. And listen, hoes, the word hoe is gender neutral. Males can be hoes. Okay? And if you a hoe, I'm sorry, I don't like you. I could never be attracted to you. I don't want you. Some women like hoes. And those, like I said, are the kind of women who could never be high value women. No matter how much money they spend on their hairs, the value, the cost of their clothes, their shoes, the brands they wear, that don't make you high value. The cars they drive, if they drive any, the houses they live in, the job they got, the money in their bank accounts, their savings, none of that makes you high value. That none of that makes you a high value being in any way, shape, or form, in any dimension. I think people get shit twisted. And so it would be like um it would be like I don't even want to get into his business. I'm gonna just leave it right there. And it weren't even those two bitches who he had come in to see him. There are other bitches too. And to, what I discovered, not intentionally, after I'd leave, you'd have random bitches up in the club bar. Like, he claims it's a club. It's not a club. It's a bar. It's a lousy excuse of a club, okay? Just like the bitch who I worked with before him, who claimed that what she had was a bar, which was a lousy excuse of a bar. So I keep coming across lousy wannabes, And so anyways, like somebody there was like, he told him he wasn't coming into work. This despicable nigga who is supposedly a chef there. Like that nigga needs like he ain't no fucking chef. Let me just say that. He needs to get himself he needs to find himself. Okay? I'ma just say that. It was like he told him he was literally saying this. He was like he told him he wasn't coming into work a particular day, and he changed his mind and turned up when he got there because he had a key also. When he got there, he saw him naked as the day was fucking born up in the place. So apparently it's not only early hours in the morning, but it's bright hours in the morning. I'm like, when does that fucking idiot get to sleep? Because he claims he got a day job. He must be lousy as fuck at that job. Because like, when do you get to sleep? And you know, the human body does need sleep. And without sleep, without sufficient sleep also, you're a mess. It don't matter how you wanna, unless you a fucking demon and you actually not a human being. Okay? Okay, anyways. And even if you're a demon, once you're in a human body, you're subjected to just as you're subject you experience the pleasures, you also experience the the downsides of being a human being. Okay, you get tired too, you're gonna need to nap, you're gonna need to rest, you're gonna need to sleep. Okay. Anyways, so what I'm trying to say is, I started talking about that nasty ass bartender bitch. Okay, and yeah, so I started getting this funny energy from him because she was a slut, a sloozy, those kind of bitches who would do anything for money. And she was actually trying to pull me down that pathway, you know, because like, okay, so the fucking boss is supposed to drop us home after work, right? Because we ain't gonna get vehicles at that time. Jamaica ain't that fucking. Jamaica ain't modernized. Let me just say that. Okay, so if you go even get a vehicle at that hour, you gotta charter it. It's not regular fare. Let me just say that. So it's just like, I guess because I wasn't throwing myself at him, his interest in dropping me home fell way down, and I felt like it became a spite thing, like he was trying to spite me. So he wanted now us to rely on customers. Okay, he wanted me to rely on customers to drop me home. I didn't feel comfortable with that because particularly one of the asshole was trying to push himself onto me, which was very uncomfortable. And then on top of that, you don't want just about anybody knowing where the fuck you stay and where your loved ones stay. You feel what I'm trying to say? And so I wasn't comfortable with that. I started talking out against that, blah blah blah. He turned up the spike game to another level because he left the airport one early morning. Fuck is this? Never relayed to me, the person on duty, to know that okay, he's going XYZ. He might be back at a certain time, and if not, here's this: for a vehicle to pay a chartered service for a vehicle to take you home. Nothing. And I literally, after I closed up, because literally everybody left, so I had to close up because I was gonna stay there by myself hours in the morning. That's dangerous. So I closed up and I left about after 2 to 3, and I was pretty much standing in the town for over an hour to I think minutes to 4 or after 4, and he had passed me on the street, and parked pretending like, man, I don't believe he went to any fucking airport. I believe He was hiding somewhere because his vehicle was parked downstairs. But a ninja, I think it was the same chef ninja, was like, he didn't take his vehicle. He took one of the dumb fucking bitches vehicle who would come there and look for him. I think his baby mama or whoever. Um, and I just don't believe that because I didn't even see when he passed. The road was so ghost. I didn't even see when a vehicle with him in it could have possibly passed. But I did see his vehicle push out to the front of the plaza and was as though the person was spying on me. And I guess, I don't know what led the asshole to drive up and stop and tell me to come into vehicle. Maybe he just wanted me to stay there as long as possible to spite me. But I got to work extra late the other fucking day because I had to show a nigga. The later I go home, the later I arrive at work. What the fuck do you think this is? And on top of that, I don't know. Maybe was hoping I would take a ride from a random stranger and get murdered or something. Piece of shit. So, anyways, that other bitch was definitely giving him coochie. And that's the problem I have with a lot of men. I'm not easy to get, and so some of them getting their egos, getting their feelings, especially when they feel like they demand. When they got these women who are supposedly, high value women who are really not, chasing after them. And so now, who ain't got a car, you don't have this flamboyant hairstyle, you don't got these type of clothes wearing, blah blah blah, footwear and all of that, fragrances and all of that, which I believe I'm allergic to. So, a little deodorant under my armpits that's fucking enough. But anyways, so they feel like, hey, who the fuck are you to reject them? Well, who the fuck am I? I'm a high value woman who don't like hoes. Because a high value woman ain't gonna like a hoe. Because she ain't one. Okay? And you get with people who you're fucking alike. So if you're not a hoe, you're not gonna be with one. And or you ain't gonna stay with one. Okay? Yeah. Even if you got with one, once you level up and you start valuing yourself and you become a high value woman, you go and ditch that motherfucker. It's quite as simple as that. Anyways, so what else did I want to say? But I don't want you to like bash women out there who accept cheating men, because sometimes they're just under spells. Like a lot of these men, they talk about women putting spells on men. I think these men do that way more often than women. You'd be surprised to find out on some real shit. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, they've tried to do that to me. They've done that. They've done that to me before. To be honest, it never lasted long because my destiny does not involve me being imprisoned in any way, shape, or form. Okay? And I've seen it happen to a lot of women out there. Seeing them in relationships that they didn't voluntarily get into. They were manipulated, okay? Specifically spiritually into those relationships. And they're always toxic relationships. Somebody who really got a good and pure heart ain't gonna put a spell on you to be with them. It is only psychopaths who do them shit. Psychopaths, they're the ones who do that shit. Okay? Yeah, good people don't do that. Balanced people don't do that. Okay? Because, like, a part of the manipulation is when you do find out that they are trying to control you, or they're controlling you, or they had been controlling you, they try to they try to justify it all, and they try to escape the judgment of you leaving them, and be like, it's because they really love you. Listen, I talked about it in the recording prior to this one, that they call, what they called it again, shit, why do I keep forgetting that? What do they call it? They call it the love bombing. And sometimes these motherfuckers are victims of their own selves. You just really got to leave them by the side of the road. You got to do that. Just ditch them. It is not your responsibility to fix them, and that's where a lot of you end up getting destroyed, torn, broken, hurt, and victims yourselves, because you playing fucking savior. Stop doing that shit. If you're gonna try to save anybody, it's your kids, and then you can only do so far, and no more. Because being toxic mother-in-laws, where in which um you are trying to, being toxic mothers and toxic mother-in-laws, where in which you're trying to literally be play matchmaker for your fucking sons, or even daughters. It's just fucking despicable and psychotic. Might I add, that too is fucking psychotic. That's not being a loving mother. That's not being a loving parent. That's you being some controlling psychotic bitch. Okay? Or ninja. Whatever race you're from. It doesn't really matter. I call everybody ninja or bitch. Sometimes not in a demeaning manner or belittling manner, but and sometimes in such. You just gotta listen to the tone that goes with the flow. Okay? So anyways, and listen to context clues also. They'll tell you if it's a compliment or not. Um so anyways, and if you don't know what context clues are, either your English literature teacher wasn't teaching you shit, or you weren't learning shit. Okay? So and or both. So anyways, yeah, that's that. I think I'm done with that part. I think I also wanted, because like when I realized, because I thought I fucked up the whole recording, but I forgot I had actually split the recording, because I didn't want them to be too long. I didn't want each video to be too long. And I'm focused on doing just that. So I realized, like, the integral parts of what I wanted to dispense got fucking saved. So that's beautiful. What else do I want to say? I want to touch back on the ending of the first the video before this one, about what people envy most about people. People envy most to your sense of identity and self-love. And I did say contentedness, the fact that you don't hunger or lust or yearn after vanity to feel complete, you know. And you find a lot of people who we're moving up, guys. 6:55, and my phone battery is at 55 um percentage. That's a sign. Like I say, I don't keep my eyes stuck on my phone. I look down on my phone momentarily, every now and then, and all the time there's some sign. It's still at 666. It's still at 6:55. My battery is still at 55%. You know, and then I look down on the recording time, 29 minutes 45 seconds. So 5555 55555 changes, massive changes, especially when there's so many fives. 5555. Okay, so I believe that this channel is gonna undergo a beautiful transformation in terms of subscriptions or subscriber amounts, okay, and viewership and all of that. When you start at something, I think, I'm doing pretty well for, just starting out and not even putting in all that effort or hours into these, videos. I'm just pretty much transmuting messages, dispensing wisdom. It's just pretty much it. Okay, and just talk in my mind, throwing my 2 cents in here and there, but for the most part, channeling and transmuting messages. Um, and I don't need to do those with using tarot cards. Still got my cards, and I want to use them to do some readings soon again, and upload to my TikTok. The TikTok account that I have for those readings, for the readings. But I'm going with the flow, and I'm feeling out the energies and the spirit as to when to do that. Like if I don't I like there's something in me that clicks when I'm supposed to do something. So I may have the idea to get it done in my head, but once I don't feel that click or that push from spirit, I'm not going to. I don't force things to happen. That's why I tell myself I will never be an obsessive person, like obsessive over, especially over another person. That's very pathetic and just sickening. You trying to force somebody to love you, it's really sad. That's very sad. Like, and every this is a Jamaican proverb. Every of them stick a bush. Like everybody, even Joker, got his special somebody who will see him and value him and love him. As fucking crazy as they say he is, I'm just say as they say he is, because sometimes he's not really so crazy. So I don't want to say he's crazy. Okay? Unless I got the whole concept of him fucked up or just wrong. But yeah. So, but these are psychopaths, people who are obsessive with other people to the point they try to force them to love and accept and like them. They're psychopaths because a fundamental part of being a psychopath is being emotionally controlling. It's just being fucking controlling and obsessive. Okay? And I find this mostly with people who have Aries highly aspect in their natal charts. Now, if you are sun in Aries and or a moon or rising, I'm sorry, it's just what it is. Okay? And it is, especially when it is in the moon and sun. These people are super controlling, super manipulative because, hey, you gotta be super manipulative if you're gonna be super controlling, because you gonna try to find all different ways and avenues to control, right? Yeah, they go hand in hand. They're psychopaths. Whatever that can be used at their disposal to get what they want, to make the person do what they want, feel how they want them to feel, they will fucking do. Whoever they gotta hurt and try to destroy in the process, they will do that shit. Reminds me of that film. What's it called? Obsessed? That Beyonce starred with. This bitch was obsessed with her husband and she tried to kill Beyonce. You'd have no idea that that's something that's really true, that's going on in her fucking life. But the bitch might not be Caucasian. I mean, like, I do think Rihanna is trying to copy her life in some way, shape, or form. She is. Getting with a rapper. But she got the wrong rapper. Because ASAP Rocky ain't anybody. Like, who the fuck is he? Like, majority, like, so few people knew about him before they got together. And majority of the people who know about him now, it is because they got together. Hence why I tell you, it's quite obvious he's using her for clout and fucking fame. So at the end of the day, they break up. He done got shit out of that. Gonna get propositions for proposals for interviews. You know, he done took her energy. It is what it is. The only way you don't lose as a woman is when you marry up. And that may sound vain, but these ninjas need to work for their own fucking names. They need to work for their own fucking names. But guess what? Karma is a bitch because she fucked and screwed people to get a name. So, thief from thief, God love. Another Jamaican saying. Because when she just started out, um, that guy who they claimed she was, with in Barbados, she pretty much ditched that ninja. Wouldn't even give that ninja a decent picture for the tabloids and shit. She pretty much ditched him, and then everybody she was getting with, had a little buzz to them at that time. And I talked about her being an energy vampire. Because psychopaths usually are. Okay? And that's how they can get to fake that they got emotions or that they're empathic. That's how they fake their empathy, by pulling it from others. Okay? It's just energy. Reusing energy. Okay? So those, like Josh, what was his name again? Josh something. Shia LaBeouf, whatever his name is, they had a buzz at them times. And she used them for attention. And then, not to mention Chris Brown. And all those relationships were sacrifices. And look what she ended up with now. Look. A sorry excuse of a fucking man. It's quite obvious that ninja is flamboyant as fuck. And you know what the fuck I mean. Now, I guess I don't got shit against homosexuals. Just the closeted ones, because I don't like fake. I'm allergic to fucking fake. Okay? And like I said, I'm conventional and non-conventional at the same time. For me, there gotta be boundaries leading to descriptions, leading to titles, leading to roles. You a fucking man. Act like a man. And stop acting like a bitch. I'm just saying. Now, I'm not going to discriminate against anybody, but that's just my opinion where their relationship is concerned. Because, I mean, at least we can see with Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship. I mean, like, yeah, he had to bow the fuck down because he messed up. But we don't see him in a total emasculated position. We don't see that. She's she's playing her role by being a woman. He's playing his role by being a man at the head of their, quote unquote, head of their family. So I honestly don't really see an imbalance right there. They're both playing their roles. Okay. So, I mean, it is what it is, guys. I'm just saying. Okay. And Chris Brown being a Taurus, she and him would have never made it. Okay? They want to be their own people and do their own thing, but on top of that, she want to tell him who to talk to and how to be, because she's a psychopath. She's insecure. They're always insecure because they are always afraid of losing control. And somebody stated under the video, or a video that I watched, I think it was the same video, about Beyonce being jealous of her, blah blah blah. I think, and they mentioned something about Chris Brown, and somebody commented something, and I'm glad that person did, because a lot of people seem to forget that she threw the first blow. She said it, he fucking said it. And even if they try to deny it, like, pretty much you can look at a situation and read it up and tell how it began. How the fuck you think forensic investigators find murderers and shit? So, it was really, that it was something that could not be denied. And there would have to be a whole bunch of lies that come with that to, hide the fact that she first attacked him. Okay? And the whole thing is, that did not merit him to do that. But she knew what she was doing. You don't you don't provoke the bull. Taurus is the bull. Don't provoke the bull and you won't get fucked. And I don't care what people want to say about the other situations about him being violent, abusive towards other women. Okay? Because we are yet to see fucking receipts about those other situations. Because a lot of times motherfuckers, what they like to do is to use people's past against them. Oh, people already got you as abusive and this and that. They see you in a bad light. So I'm going to just, use that to my advantage, to your disadvantage. People are fucked up like that. And I'm talking about Karuchi Chan or whatever the fuck her, or Tran or whatever her fucking name is. Okay? People will know you have a temper and purposely fuck with you to pull you out. But does that make them a victim? Even if you fuck them up, that does not make them a victim. Both y'all victims. How about that? But they're not the only victims, okay? And I wouldn't even say they're a victim. It's just, what I will say at the end of the day, I've been in abusive relationships. And I never once fought back. Because here's my thing. Fire on top of fire is more fire. Okay? A man hits you. You hit him back. Do you think he's just going to back down? Oh, the bitch, she got balls. No. You're going to come harder than he came the first time. And you may not survive. So the thing is with me, if you want to call me a pussy, fine. But I just sit tight doing the ride. That's what I do. And I take my leave. I don't stay in those relationships. But I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to fight with you. Okay? Because I may lose my life in the process. And that's some real shit. But she's ratchet. Whether you want to admit it, yes or no. And she says so indirectly, directly, her fucking self. She is. Okay, she provoked him and she attacked him. A high value, decent woman don't do that shit. No matter how angry you are, she's a psychopath. But no matter how big and tall you think you are as a woman, you will never be stronger than a man. And that's why I'm telling you, people need to play their roles, because men are innately stronger than women.
I'm gonna lose. Got recording last morning. Stop winning. Why would
If you guys haven't noticed, I just changed I recently changed my location, hence the traffic noise and stuff. Anyways, what else did I want to say? Okay, yeah, so, and I'm not co-signing domestic violence. I would not ever. That's just very weak and pathetic and stuff like that. But I hate the fact because I know what I know and I can see beyond the veils of illusion. I know that the sign that she is, her sun sign, plus her moon sign, those are placements of a narcissist. I'm just saying. Plus, I believe she's got Saturn in Jupiter. Okay, yeah, she's got Saturn in Jupiter, and that's another thing. She a part of her lesson is learning to speak the truth and being honest and truthful. Okay, so in other words, she's a fucking liar. Okay, a psychopath. She just lies. Okay, she lies. She's a fucking liar. Okay, and so it comes with the territory of being a psychopath and being somebody who loves to cast illusions. I'm just saying. um Anyways, I don't want to dwell on that too long, because people are like throwing certain other ish into the mix to try to really make him seem like a horrible person. And let me tell you something, there's so many people more and more starting to support him because they realize what was done to him and what is trying to be continued done to him. Okay? They were trying to sacrifice his career for hers. They're trying to destroy him. Okay? It was all a setup. All of that shit. And yet you see him, in spite of all the sabotage, he made it. I'm gonna say he made it. He done real good for himself. Okay? Nobody's perfect. He done really good for himself. And what else did I want to say? Um, Somebody even had the nerve to say that Beyonce tried to sabotage Rihanna's career. Let me tell you something. If Beyonce tried that, it would have been done. I'm just saying. It wouldn't have been an attempt. It would have been something done. Okay? It is what it is. It is not like y'all. I mean, like, people are trying to make Rihanna seem like she is this talented person. She's not. And I'm not. And this is not being hateful. People who write songs and give these songs to her or sell these songs to her to sing, they're talented. Okay? They're the talented ones. The people who train her voice and give her vocal trainings, they're the talented ones. Okay? And that is not being a hater. And I'm sure, yeah, Beyonce also took vocal lessons to improve what was already there and not to create something that wasn't there. Okay? I'm just saying. So when you look at it, there was no vocal talent. There was no songwriting talent. How the fuck? Plus, there wasn't no all kind of beauty gift or appeal. Okay, because a lot of people they crown these celebs and they make them seem like they are way more beautiful than they actually are. Let me tell you, money does it all. Okay, makeup does it all. Stop making these, well, some of them are naturally beautiful. She's not one. Okay? She's not one. I'm just saying. Okay? And the features that people find attractive about her the features that people find most attractive for about her are colorist. And I don't even want to say racist because this is really mostly coming from the black community. And it's her skin complexion, which she lightened over the years, and her colored eyes. And that's pretty much it. Picture her with dark skin. Picture her with dark brown eyes. What is she? Her son. And I'm not being shady. Anyway, so that asshole, I wasn't waving to him. I was waving to my kids going off to school, but you'd be waving that back. Why the fuck would I be waving at you? I'm waving at my kids. Anyways, what was I saying now? I can go back and relax and finish my recording. Okay, so I don't know, but it's a part of the illusion, because yeah, they do these sacrifices for charisma and to receive favor and adoration. And I done told you guys, and a lot of people are under these spells, and it's something that they are upkeeping, in the sense that she keeps sacrificing relatives. She keeps sacrificing these cousins, you know, aunt, grandma, grandpa, she's literally feeding off of their energies, to put life into certain shit. Of course, with the help of witches, because they don't, you know, um, wicked witches, because a balanced witch wouldn't do that, wouldn't co-sign to blood sacrifices, Anyways, what else did I want to say? Okay, so I wanted to, oh yeah, so there was a list of stuff that I wanted to talk about. So I have to pretty much go through that list. But my gosh, I have to come back. I have to come back with and I'm not kidding, guys. Minus the light pigment, or the light color, the light skin color, and the colored eyes, you pretty much left with her son. That's pretty much how she would look. And just picture, that whole face and image much darker. She would have never made it. And that really shows you how colorist the black community is, because the black community gave her that boost, and a lot of that strength. The black community did, and a lot of you, don't be hypocritical now and say it was the white folks, okay? Because a lot of you be like, black people are very influential, and majority of the sales for a majority of these companies come from black people. Black people are the biggest shoppers. So don't come with that shit and try to, so let me just put that out there before you come with that shit. Few announcements before I go into certain other topics. I was on my phone, trying making the videos from the converting the recordings into videos. And I guess because the Wi-Fi is on my phone, the video usually used to be at times, but I feel like they tweaked the app so that every time you're converting, you're saving the video, you gotta watch an ad. So for me, I don't know if I'm just petty, but what I always do when these apps throw ads my way, I just look away, because I'm like, you're not gonna force me to look at what I don't want to fucking look at. You hear what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So, what the fuck? Okay. So, but then I received this instant random epiphany about, being forced to watch ads. And I guess the only way this would make sense, because I don't think they're gonna like make sensors, attach sensors to these ads, where in which, they can tell whether we're watching the ads yes or no, to verify, whatever um privilege we're supposed to get from watching these ads, in these free apps. But it's like we're in the age of Aquarius, age of science and technology and all of the weird shit. And I pretty much feel like, what did I talk about this in the previous video? I don't think so. I just pretty much feel like yeah, the VRs are gonna take over. And guess what? When you've got that thing around your eyes, how can you look away from the ad? You feel what I'm trying to say? And if you take it off, maybe you fuck everything up and you gotta start all over again. So it's like a strategic and very cunning way, psychotic way of, forcing people, forcing, I was going to say make, but forcing people to look at ads. And then that gets recorded into, especially the especially the more, um the more naive ones of us, the more naive, you know set of people, gets into their subconsciouses and, manipulates them into believing they need a particular thing, a particular app that they're going to have to pay for, a particular tool, a particular makeup product, a particular, garment, shoes, purse, handbag, home, car, it just, I mean, it is what it is. And that's just that came to me. So prepare for that shit. Also, so I bought a I bought a cranberry, right, the other day. Or I got a cranberry the other day, and I didn't drink it. I brought it home and I shared it with my younger son. My older son, I asked him, he didn't want any. He's a very picky eater and drinker. Like, he said that, he tasted it before and didn't like it. So my younger son and I, we drank it, and he liked it, and I was like, I will buy more, because I started telling him about the health benefits, and that's really good for the body. It's really good for us. And he is just so sweet. He's like, he's gonna like be, you know he's gonna care about his body. And my older son, yeah, he cares about his body also. He's also got that mindset. But my younger son, not just from an exercising level, but also from a what I consume kind of level, a nutritional kind of level, not just a physical level. And I told him when I go on the road, I would buy more. Last night he came to me and he asked me if I bought more cranberry juice. I was like, no, baby, I didn't get to go on the road. I said I didn't buy it as yet. Okay. And like I was at the sink, and it dawned on me that it would be so cool if cranberry ocean spray were to make kid size bottles of cranberry juice. Because right now I think they got the family size and the adult size. But like maybe like half of that size, and so like They would sell it maybe for $150 here in Jamaica, because Jamaican dollars is light as fuck. Don't carry much weight. Um, because right now I think the big one is about 300 and something dollars, I think. So yeah, they could sell the small one for that, and that would be neat, you know, to have them in kitty size. And then, I got an epiphany. Like, it was like a clear sentient moment, because I don't want to say clairvoyant, or maybe a bit of that, and clear sentience and clear cognizance, and maybe clear audience. It's like I literally heard and saw and felt at once that it is going to be a thing. They're actually going to make miniature versions of the ocean spray cranberry juice. Okay. um Kitties versions, smaller than the regular adult size. Okay. So those are like some public announcements. So let's look out for those stuff. Like I said, some of my predictions are close, um not far into the future predictions, and some of them are far into the future. Okay, so just bear that in mind. um and the other recording, and which is going to be the other video, because I'm trying not to make each of these too long. I'm going to talk about um Tokyo. That's Black China's mom, Spice, Erica Mena, and that bitch she got married to. I don't know if they've gotten divorced as yet. Okay.